It was midnight when Rayan Cole's phone rang, an unknown number flashing urgency. On the line, Maya, his wife, was gasping, her voice trembling with fear. Months of distance, pride, and silence shattered in an instant. She was dying, and the doctors said only he could make the choice to save her. Every second counted, every heartbeat mattered. Could the man who prioritized power over love find the courage to confront his mistakes? Could he save the woman he abandoned emotionally while she fought alone against fate? Tonight, everything would change. The clock on Rayan Cole's sleek office wall blinked. 12:01 a.m. He had been working for 16 hours straight, reviewing quarterly reports and finalizing acquisitions that would secure his empire for decades. Success, power, and control were his world until a single phone call shattered it all. The screen flashed an unfamiliar number. He frowned, annoyed. "Who calls at this hour?" he muttered, answering reluctantly. "Rayan, it's me, Maya." The voice trembled, barely a whisper. His heart stuttered. Her name, soft, fragile, desperate, hit him like a physical blow. "Maya, what's wrong?" His tone, though controlled, betrayed a crack of fear he hadn't felt in years. I'm in the hospital." She choked, gasping between words. "I don't think I have much time. You need to come now." Rayan froze. Months of pride, distance, and arguments between them flashed through his mind. Their fights, his work obsession, her pleas for him to slow down, to be present, to love her, not his empire. And now, her voice was shaking. She sounded weak, in pain, and terrified. "Which hospital?" he asked, standing abruptly, his chair scraping against the polished floor. "St. Vincent's. I see you. Please, hurry." The line went dead. Rayan's chest tightened. She never called him, not for a dinner, not for a minor argument, never for anything. Yet here she was, vulnerable, begging for him. He ran to his car, heart pounding, hands trembling. The city lights blurred past as he drove, adrenaline fueling every thought. Maya was dying, and for the first time, he realized how much his absence had cost her. Cost them. 30 minutes later, St. Vincent's Hospital. The lobby smelled of antiseptic and fear. Nurses and doctors moved swiftly, their faces set in professional focus. Rayan didn't notice the chaos. He barreled through, following the directions to the ICU with only one goal: reach Maya before it was too late. When he arrived, the scene stopped him, cold. Machines beeped rhythmically, punctuating the silence in the otherwise hushed room. Maya lay on the bed, her face pale and sweaty, oxygen mask in place. Her fingers twitched weakly as though reaching for him. He stopped short, unable to process the fragility before him. She looked small, fragile, a shadow of the vibrant woman he had married. And yet, in her eyes, there was a spark, a desperate plea. "Rayan, please," she whispered, barely audible over the monitors. "I need you." He stepped forward, voice breaking. "I'm here, Maya. I'm right here." A nurse approached quickly. "Sir, she's critical. Her vitals are unstable. Only immediate intervention can save her." Rayan turned to the doctor, urgency in his eyes. "Tell me what to do. Whatever it takes, I'll do it." Dr. Sahil, the ICU chief, nodded. "There's a procedure that can stabilize her, but it's risky, extremely risky. She might not survive, or she could stabilize for long-term recovery. The choice is yours." Rayan's jaw clenched. Choice. He had to choose. And months of ignoring her warnings, of putting his career before her, of dismissing her Netzal, of it hit him at once. "I'll take the risk," he said firmly. "Do whatever is necessary. Just don't let her die." The medical team moved with precision. Nurses prepared the bed, adjusted machines, and secured IV lines. Dr. Sahil looked at Rayan. "You can come with her to the procedure room, but only if you understand the risks. She's extremely weak." Rayan followed, gripping her hand tightly. She trembled, and he felt every shiver as though it were his own. "I'm here. I won't leave you," he whispered. Her eyelids fluttered, half-lidded, but she tried to smile. "I knew you'd come." Rayan swallowed hard. Why had he waited so long to realize her value? Every argument, every missed dinner, every work meeting seemed meaningless now. She was all that mattered, and he might lose her forever. The team wheeled her into the procedure room. Monitors beeped rapidly. Rayan held her hand until the last moment, brushing a strand of hair from her forehead. "Stay with me, Maya," he whispered. "Fight for me. Fight for us." The doors closed. Red lights glowed above. Procedure in progress. Rayan was left alone in the hallway, clutching her hand no longer, staring at the floor. Regret washed over him. Every second felt like an eternity. What if she didn't make it? What if this was the price for all the times he chose power over love? A nurse returned minutes later. Sir, vitals are stabilizing, but she's unconscious. She needs rest. You should stay with her. Rayan nodded numbly. He walked to her bedside, watching her chest rise and fall. She was alive. She was still fighting, and for the first time in months, Rayan realized nothing in the world mattered more than her. He held her hand, whispered her name, and promised silently, I will never leave you again. Rayan couldn't move. He stood frozen by Maya's bedside, staring at her pale, fragile face. The rhythmic beeping of the machines felt deafening. Every second was a reminder of how close she had come to slipping away from him. Dr. Sahil approached, his expression grave. Sir, her condition is critical. The procedure was successful in stabilizing her, but she's extremely weak. Any sudden movement or emotional stress could worsen her state. You need to stay calm. Rayan swallowed hard, trying to steady his racing heart. Calm. How could he be calm when she had been alone for months, hiding her illness from him, fighting for her life while he had chased deals and board meetings? He leaned closer to her, brushing the damp hair from her forehead. Her hand twitched slightly in response. That tiny movement hit him harder than any boardroom defeat he'd ever faced. She's calling for me, he whispered to Dr. Sahil. Yes, sir. Sometimes patients in critical conditions call out for loved ones. It can be comforting, but be careful with your emotions. It can affect her vitals, Dr. Sahil warned. Rayan nodded, swallowing the lump in his throat. He gripped her hand tighter, whispering, Maya, I'm here. I'm not leaving this time. Her eyelids fluttered. A faint moan escaped her lips. Rayan, why? Why weren't you here? His chest tightened painfully. I was blind. Stupid. I thought work mattered more. You didn't see me. You didn't care. She whispered, tears forming despite the oxygen mask. I do now, he said, voice breaking. I see everything now. I see you. I see us. I will never leave you again. Dr. Sahil cleared his throat gently. Sir, we need to monitor her closely for the next few hours. Any sudden change in her vitals could require immediate intervention. Stay by her side, but try to stay calm. Rayan nodded again, though calm felt impossible. Every beep of the monitor, every shallow breath of hers, was like a dagger through his chest. He had ignored her cries for months. And now she was literally fighting for her life and calling out his name. Hours passed slowly. Rayan refused to leave her side. Nurses checked her vitals, adjusted her and monitored the machines. Every time her fingers twitched, his heart leaped with hope. Every shallow breath made him hold his own. Finally, Maya stirred slightly, blinking weakly at him. Rayan, I was scared, she whispered, her voice barely audible. I know, he replied, squeezing her hand. I know, and I am here now, always. Her eyes filled with tears. And for the first time in months, Rayan allowed himself to cry too. The man who had once prioritized career over love was now broken in front of the woman he had abandoned. Please, promise me, she gasped, voice trembling. Promise? You'll never leave me again. I swear, he said, voice choked with emotion. Never? Not now. Not ever. Dr. Sahil stepped in gently. Sir, she needs rest. Let her sleep. She is stable for now, but recovery is fragile. Any shock could undo everything. Rayan nodded, leaning closer. Sleep, Maya. I'll be right here. I won't let go. He watched as she finally relaxed, her breathing slowing slightly as she drifted into a shallow sleep. The beeping of the machines became a rhythm of hope instead of fear. Rayan sat back in the chair beside her bed, chest still tight, eyes fixed on her. He couldn't erase the months of neglect, the coldness, the missed moments, but he could be here now. He could fight for her, and for the first time he understood. Love wasn't about grand gestures or power. It was about being present, being there in the moments that mattered most, even when it terrified him. The night stretched on. Rayan refused to blink, refused to leave. Outside, the city slept unaware of the quiet battle unfolding in ICU room 12. Inside, the man who had chased everything but her finally realized that everything else was meaningless without her. As dawn approached, Maya stirred again, her eyes fluttering open. She tried to speak, weakly reaching for his hand. I thought I was alone, she whispered. You're not, he replied, voice trembling. Never alone again, I promise. And in that moment, Rayan knew the battle wasn't just about her survival, it was about redemption, about proving, finally, that he could be the man she needed him to be. By late morning, the ICU was quieter. Machines hummed steadily, but the tension in the room was palpable. Rayan hadn't left Maya's side since she drifted into sleep. He sat in the chair beside her bed, holding her hand gently, eyes never leaving her pale, fragile face. Dr. Sahil approached cautiously, his expression grave. Sir, there's a complication. Her blood pressure is dropping, and her oxygen levels are unstable. If we don't act now, it could be fatal. Rayan's chest tightened painfully. What? What can be done? There are two options, the doctor said, voice low. 1. We perform an emergency procedure immediately. High risk, but it could stabilize her completely. She may not survive, but it's the only chance. 2. We continue monitoring her and try to stabilize her naturally. It's safer now, but her condition could worsen, and tomorrow might be too late. Rayan's hands clenched around hers. Every beat of her heart echoed in his chest like a warning. She needs me, he whispered. I can't lose her. Not now, not ever. Dr. Sahil nodded. Sir, the choice is yours. She asked that you be the one to decide if she could speak. She trusts you, but you must decide now. Rayan felt a wave of guilt and fear crash over him. Months of ignoring her, of prioritizing his career, of leaving her to face pain alone, it all came rushing back. Yet, seeing her now, fighting silently in her sleep, he realized the stakes were higher than anything he'd faced in business. This wasn't a deal or a contract. It was her life. He leaned closer, brushing the damp hair from her forehead. Maya, I'm so sorry. I should have been here. I should have fought for you months ago. But I will fight now. I promise. I swear. Her fingers twitched slightly, curling around his, a weak signal, but enough to strengthen his resolve. I choose the procedure, he said firmly, voice steady despite the panic rising inside him. Do whatever it takes to save her. Dr. Sahil nodded, calling the team immediately. Nurses hurried to prepare the equipment, and the room buzzed with controlled urgency. Rayan stayed by her side, holding her hand until the last moment. I'm right here, Maya, he whispered. Fight. I'll be waiting for you. As they wheeled her into the procedure room, Rayan felt a lump in his throat. He wasn't prepared for the emptiness of the moment, the distance that suddenly separated them. Both physically and emotionally, every second mattered. He paced the hallway outside, fists clenched, heart hammering, thoughts of what could happen, what might go wrong, and the months of neglect swirled chaotically. For the first time, power meant nothing. All he wanted was her alive. Minutes stretched like hours. Then an hour passed. The red light above the procedure doors glowed ominously. Emergency in progress. Rayan's phone buzzed messages from colleagues, notifications about contracts, investors, business deals, but he ignored them all. None of it mattered. Only she did. Finally, Dr. Sahil emerged, removing his mask, sweat glistening on his forehead. Rayan's heart stopped. Sir, she's stable, the doctor said, voice calm but firm. The procedure was complicated, but she made it through. Rayan exhaled sharply, a weight lifting from his chest. Tears burned his eyes. She's alive. Yes, Dr. Sahil confirmed. But she's still unconscious. She's weak, and recovery will take time. You should be there when she wakes. Rayan nodded, emotions crashing over him. He returned to her bedside, brushing his thumb across her hand. Her eyelids fluttered, weakly opening to reveal glassy, tired eyes. She whispered, barely audible. I'm here, he said, voice cracking. I'm right here. You're safe now. You're not alone anymore. A faint, exhausted smile appeared on her lips. She reached for his hand, squeezing it weakly. That small gesture hit him with the force of every missed moment, every tear, every argument. He would never leave her side again. Rayan whispered softly, I promise. I'm not going anywhere. You'll never face this alone again. Her fingers twitched around his, and for a moment, time seemed to freeze. All that mattered was the fragile life before him, the woman he had abandoned emotionally, and the chance to finally make things right. The first rays of morning light crept through the ICU windows, casting a soft glow on Maya's still figure. Her breathing was steady now, the machines softly beeping, a gentle rhythm. Rayan hadn't moved since the procedure. He sat beside her, holding her hand, unwilling to let go for even a second. Dr. Sahil approached, quietly, with a reassuring nod. Sir, she's stable. The worst is over. But she's still weak. Give her time to wake. She needs your presence. Calm and reassurance more than anything else. Rayan nodded, his throat tight. I'll stay. I won't leave her. Hours passed slowly. Rayan never blinked, never looked away. Every shallow breath from Maya made him hold his own. Every tiny movement of her hand felt like a victory. Finally, her eyelids fluttered, and her eyes cracked open. She focused on him with weak clarity, a fragile smile forming despite her exhaustion. She whispered, voice barely audible. I'm here, he said, leaning closer, tears streaming down his face. "I'm right here, you're safe. You're not alone anymore." She tried to lift her hand, and he gently guided it into his. "You came," she said, voice quivering. "I never left," he replied, holding back a sob. "I'm not going anywhere. Not now. Not ever." Maya's lips trembled as tears filled her eyes. I was so scared," she admitted. "I know," Rayan said softly. "I know, and I'm so sorry for everything, for ignoring you, for putting work before you, for leaving you to face everything alone. But I'm here now, always." Her fingers tightened weakly around his. "Promise me, you won't go again." "I promise," he said, voice firm yet tender. "Never again. You and our child are my world now." At that moment, the weight of all the missed months, all the arguments, all the pain melted into a single truth. Love isn't about control or power. It's about presence, sacrifice, and being there when it matters most. Rayan leaned closer and pressed a soft kiss to her forehead. "You're alive. That's all that matters. We'll face everything together from now on. No more distance, no more fear. I promise." Maya's eyes filled with tears, relief washing over her. She let out a soft laugh between her gasps of exhaustion. "I knew you'd come." Rayan smiled through his tears. "I always come for you. Always." The monitors continued their steady rhythm, a quiet testament to her survival. For the first time in months, the ICU felt less like a place of fear and more like a sanctuary, a space where love and redemption could heal the wounds left by neglect, distance, and pride. As mother and child rested safely, Rayan vowed silently that nothing would ever come between them again. Every heartbeat, every breath, every whispered "I love you" would remind him that some things like family and life are worth more than any empire. And in that quiet hospital room, between the soft beeps of the monitors and the fragile warmth of new life, a family reunited, stronger than ever before. Can one phone call change everything? Watch as billionaire CEO Rayan Cole races against time to save his wife Maya, who is fighting for her life in the ICU. Will he arrive in time? Will love and redemption be enough to pull her back from the edge? Don't miss a single heartbeat of this emotional roller coaster. Click to watch now, stay until the end, and witness a story of love, regret, and courage that will leave you breathless. Comment your thoughts below. What would you do in Rayan's place?